Hi folks and welcome to today's video, top 6 stretches to relieve hip and back pain. Now we do create a lot of great content for those out there suffering from lower back problems such as sciatica, nerve issues, herniated discs, bulging discs, stenosis, etc. If that is you, then hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified when I push some great content for you guys to get you back on the road to recovery. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay folks, so today I'm going to be showing you 6 great stretches that's going to help alleviate some hip and back pain. Now, sometimes hip pain can cause back pain, sometimes back pain can cause hip pain, sometimes they're completely non-correlated. But I want to give you a little simple stretching routine that will help if you're suffering there at home, okay? So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be getting down carefully onto the floor, and I'm going to show you this at a slight angle so it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to be on the floor here. My feet are going to be just outside hip width apart, and I'll show you from different angles. I've got my toes up, arms are relaxed at the side, and I just gently let my knees rock to one side, hold there for 10 seconds, and we come across the other side. You're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Now remember, we're stretching, don't force it, okay? You're just going to let the weight of your legs hold you there for that 10 seconds, and you're going to go back to the other side, hold that, 10 seconds. And I would start with 10 seconds, but you can work up to 20, 30, just gently going backwards and forwards, okay? It's going to open up the side part of your hip here, a little bit of your lower back, and give you some relief. Now, next one, we're working on the glute section, the back of the hip section here. So I'm going to take my right ankle and just place it across my left knee. Now for some of you, you might start to feel a stretch already in this part of your glute here, but if not, then you can pick up, okay, the left leg. Now you can put your hands on top, behind, however long your arms are, depends on you, and you just take this left knee up a little bit towards the left shoulder, and you'll feel the stretch increase through the right glute, okay? I can feel it right there. I'm just going to hold this position. And you want to hold the stretch for 30 seconds, okay? Don't jerk it, don't push it. When you feel the stretch come on, just hold, okay? And then you want to switch sides, give that side a little break. You want to switch left ankle over right knee, bring it up and hold. Now, I would do these 3 times on each side. So it's 20 to 30 seconds on one side, switch, 20, 30 seconds on the other, switch back, switch back, switch back, switch back, okay? Now, after the glutes here, we're going to move on to a slightly different stretch. So we'll just finish that off, 30 seconds. And again, you would do change sides, okay? Now the next one, you're going to get to sit up for this. And I'll just show you from the front here. There's different variations of this, names, pigeon stretch, piriformis stretch, etc. What I want you to do is bring the knee in front, okay, my left knee in front of my left hip. I want to make a right angle at my knee, and I want to make a right angle at my hip. Now, in an ideal world, people would say that you have the back knee at 90 degrees, but I've always found people with knee issues, like myself, have a torn meniscus in this knee. If I go to put out that foot to make my back knee 90 degrees, it does tend to hurt and I tend to fall over to the side. So what I want you to do is where you're most comfortable, okay? So for me, I have to bring the heel quite close back into my right glute there, okay? It doesn't affect the stretch too much, it's fine. Now, sitting up nice and tall, I just want to put my hands, bring them to the front here, and as if my chest is going forward. I'm bending from the waist, leaning forward, and I'll feel a different stretch, quite deep up in the glute section. It's working on a muscle called your piriformis. One of the muscles is deep up inside your hip there. And again, you would hold this for 30 seconds, then slowly come out of it. And then you can just come around, rotate, and we'll do the other side. Now, you might find that one side is more flexible, more comfortable than the other. It's quite normal. The human body, we have the dominant side, the non-dominant side. Now, for me, my left knee, I also had a torn ligament in that knee, so I'm going to keep that left heel a little bit closer to my glute than people may say you should do. I always find that, this is the same for all the exercise I prescribe, a lot of the stretches I prescribe. it's always to your individual maximum, okay? You'll have the, atypical optimal stretch in the picture, right? But if you're feeling the stretch in your tissues in a less optimal position, then that is fine for you. Because if you push yourself too much to try to get into what the instructor will say is the optimal position, you might hurt yourself, you might bring on sciatica, you might cause some other nerve issues, pain, whatever, that you may be suffering from already, and trying to get into that stretch is going to cause you more harm than good. So I always say, look, get into the position as best you can. When you start to feel the tissues stretch, hold it, that's perfectly fine. You can always work from there. You're only competing against yourself, okay? Not against the instructor or the book or whatever the YouTube video says, all right? So again, we're here, chest up, forward. I'm sure there's yoga people out there who will be slamming me for this stretch because they don't like the technique that I'm using. But for me, I feel the stretch where I need to feel it, okay? And it is perfectly okay. So we'll do 30 seconds there, fantastic. Now, we've done a lot of the back of the hip region, side of the hip there as well. I want to work on the front part, okay? This is going to be the hip flexor region. So I've got a mat here for the knee. So, if you've got, issues with the knees, arthritis, meniscus tears, etc., then, getting yourself a nice soft pillow mat is really, really useful, okay? So we're going to have the back knee here, and I'm going to show you slightly more turn to the side. Now, I want to be in a good stable position. So I want my foot to be wider. I want my feet and knee to be wider than my hip position, right? And then I'm just going to turn to the side. To really get this stretch on this front part of the thigh working, we're going to go do a little tail tuck. So you basically squeeze your glutes and you try to do what's called a posterior pelvic tilt and tuck your tail under. And just by me doing that little tuck there, I can feel the stretch increase right in the front part of my thigh. And again, you can use something for a little bit of assistance here. I don't want you leaning, slouching over on yourself. Propping yourself up on your knee is fine, or using a little bit of, a table or a stool, footstool is perfectly okay. Keep the glute squeezed. You can't just squeeze and then relax. You've got to squeeze the glute, tuck the tail under, and keep that tension on. 30 seconds. Hold. And then we would change sides. I'll just show you front on this time. So I've got my support there. Foot's wider. Now, if you want to make the stretch a little bit more difficult or increase the stretch, if you kick out the back leg, like so, whilst keeping the hips square, you'll actually get a deeper stretch. So kick out my back leg, keeping the hips square. I tuck the tail, I squeeze the glutes, and I just squeeze them on, squeeze harder and harder, and I feel the stretch all the way in the front part of my hip and my thigh. Got my little stool here, hand on my knee, hold 30 seconds. And remember, after this 30, you're gonna switch back to the other side. Just hold it a little bit longer for you guys. And then from here, we are going to move into more of the inside of the thigh, running up into the hip region as well. So basically kind of stretching, mobilizing all around that hip area. And we relax off, very nice. Now, to the inner thigh section here, quite a simple one. All we need to do, just put them out here. We just want to open, and I'm going to show you from the side as well. Open the legs as wide as they will go, okay? Try to keep the ankles in line with the knee if you can. If not, if they're a little bit inside, that's okay. But you want the knees to be as wide as you can go. Hands are used for stability. Now the next move is very important. I'll show you this from the side. So I've got my knees as wide as they will go. And then to really bring the stretch on, I tuck my tail. So that's arching, okay, sticking my tail backwards and out. If I tuck my tail, I make almost like a little bit of spinal flexion, squeeze my glutes, I really feel that stretch really kick in the inside of my thigh. And that's what we're going to do. So you basically hold that position for 30 seconds. And again, squeezing the glutes, squeeze the glutes. After 30 seconds, rock forward. You can relax off a little bit. Okay, take a few seconds and then go back into the stretch. Squeeze the glutes, turn that stretch on, hold, and you do that 3 times. Now, of course, you are on your knees again, so use cushions, pillows, that will take the stress off of your knees, okay? Now, last one for you, number 6, slightly different. It's going to be, again, a deeper part of the inside of the thigh. All these little muscles that run up into the inner hip region, we try to stretch them off. It's going to let these hips move a little bit easier, okay? So, again, knee pad is really, really useful. A support is also really, really useful, side of the couch or whatever. So, my hip Just going straight here. My foot is behind my knee. I want to put this leg out, my right leg out. I want to have, and I'll show you from the side, my side of my foot, my right foot, in line with my knee. So what do I mean by that? If you see here. So I don't want it over there. I don't want it over there, okay? I want it in line with my knee, running there, okay? Now, back to the front here. So, I use this for support, of course. Now, I want to just drop out to the side a little bit, just let it run, and then consciously imagine my knee is pushing into the floor. So I'm trying to lock the leg, and I should feel a very deep stretch coming out just under the knee, up into the inside of the thigh. It's hitting an area called the Gracilis muscle. And if I pull the toes back towards my knee, sit up, prop myself up nice and tall, and I should feel a lot more just in that portion there. And again, you feel the stretch, it comes on, you hold 30 seconds, and then you come out of it slowly. So I point the toe, relax myself, bring this leg back in, and then I would switch sides. Okay, I've got my support here. Leg goes out to the side, it's in line with the knee, slide it out a little bit, and then I consciously drive, straighten my leg, imagine my knee is going to the floor, pull the toes back towards my knee, sit up nice and tall, good posture, and I hold for 30 seconds. And I just hold that position there, 30 seconds, and then relax, and then I would switch back, and back, and back, and back. Okay, 3 times on each side. Okay, folks, listen, 6 very effective stretches for opening up the hips, relieving hip pain, and also relieving back pain as well. If you've got any questions at all about this video, about the stretches in the video, please hit me up in the comment section. If you are at home struggling with your own back pain, hip pain issues, don't be afraid of contacting me. You can pop an email over to my emails down there, also in the description section. I am trying to help as many people as I can with these videos and feedback. All right, folks, listen, enjoy your day. Don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.